Nerds and geeks, I hope you have missed us as much as we have missed you. It is the legendary Knights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable. Yours truly, King Nerdificent Wallace Sharp in the building. We've got Twitch Master McBain. What it do?
Yay, yay. What's going on?
The one and only Mo Kelly. You gotta be watching this because his title is hilarious, says it all. And last but never ever least, my sister from another Mr. Dr. Liz from the Freeway.
Hi everyone.
As you can tell from Mo Kelly's heading, and I have been waiting for this review to go live for y'all don't know how long. I'm going to tell y'all, in our chat, Mo Kelly has been as a bigger proponent for Disclosure Day as McBain has been for the return of Luke Cage. I mean, Mo is a hardcore sci-fi purist, like of the highest caliber when it comes to sci-fi. His appetite for sci-fi, it is on some Gordon Ramsay type shit, right? When we saw the trailer, much like Mo, for Disclosure Day, we thought, oh shit, it's about to be on and popping. We are getting, possibly hoping, wish casting, a closing into, Close Encounters, maybe a toss to ET. We're getting something epic because it was shrouded in secrecy. And I was all ready to buy my tickets and go and see this shit. And then I read quite possibly what is one of the greatest film reviews I have ever read. And that is Mo Kelly's review of Disclosure Day. And so with that, geez, Mo, the people have been waiting. The people have been asking. They've been like, yo, when are y'all going live? I need to hear what Mo has to say about this movie.
Let me just say it like this. I love Steven Spielberg movies. I love Steven Spielberg movies which have to do with aliens, and he is the gold standard. In other words, I judge everything against his movies, and it may be unfair if I judge Steven Spielberg against himself, but I was one of the people, and I was in the minority, who really liked War of the Worlds, really did like it. I honestly liked it. It's one of those things, when it comes on, I always watch it. It's not a great movie, but I really did like his treatment of the H.G. Wells classic. I love Minority Report, and people are mixed on Minority Report. So I come into this loving Steven Spielberg movies, especially Steven Spielberg alien-esque movies. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, it's one of my favorite of all time. Takes me back to when my father first took me to the movies. So I was hoping that Disclosure Day might have been a secret sequel to Close Encounters and or E.T., less likely E.T., because thematically it's just not the same. But there was room for it to be a bow on the storyline of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Now, I could read the review, but you can find it at Mr. Mo Kelly on Facebook. I don't need to read it, but I will say this. This has got to be the worst Steven Spielberg movie ever. Damn.
And with that, I turn it over to you, Liz.
That's it? That's all you got? No, man.
No.
I'm a
go for a good hour about how bad this fucking movie is.
Because my question is this for you, because I was going to see this movie. I want to hear you say why I should not go see it.
Okay, you should not see it because it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. It's laborious. It's slow. There's a hell of a lot of talking. I mean, a lot of talking. A lot of talking, not expository dialogue. We're talking about talking for the sake of talking. Like, so what are you going to do tonight? I don't know. What about you? Dialogue which goes
Wait. So just general conversation?
Yes. Liz,
like nothing about this disclosure is incredible. My mind is being blown. None of that.
No, there are no wonder and awe moments. What you see in the trailer are the high points of the movie. There's really, when you see the spaceship coming through the clouds, it's like, oh, that looks like Close Encounters. It's an aside in the movie. It really doesn't have anything to do with the actual movie. And I don't want to give it away unless we're talking complete spoilers.
Oh, I have gripes. First of all, let's talk about the popcorn bucket. So the fact that the popcorn bucket is a deer with the robin sitting on it, and popcorn, the whole deer with the robin scene, the whole purpose of the deer does not come up into the last 30, maybe 35 minutes of the movie.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is that popcorn bucket real? I thought this was a joke the whole time.
No.
That's an actual popcorn bucket.
It's an actual popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, okay.
60 something dollars for a popcorn bucket that really has zero, I don't want to say 10% on point with what the movie is about. It is like, what?
So the deer isn't a character?
No.
I was waiting for when this deer was gonna pop up.
But it's not a character.
I thought, seriously, from the trailer, it alludes to the deer playing some role, leading them maybe to a place of disclosure. So none of that. Okay.
And so that's gripe number one. If I was gonna spend 60 something dollars on that popcorn bucket, I would have been pissed. So point number one. Point number two, it's not, I actually have a little bit of a slight take. I think this movie would have been better if it came out 20 years ago. Because we already know that aliens exist. Like, aliens existing is not the thing that is going to shut down. I'm gonna do a spoiler because I don't think anybody should watch it. Because I feel like that if we already been, Trump has declassified stuff, there's so much going on that people don't really even care. Like, they did a whole drop of aliens a couple weeks ago. People were like, gas. What's the next thing that happened with Trump? What's this? What's that? That was so on page 2. It didn't even make network news.
Can I add to your point? And there's a big plot point in this movie about how TV is so important to this disclosure, which goes to Liz's point, maybe in 2006, but not 2026. People are not getting their information from TV, and people most definitely would have discredited it and assumed it was AI. The whole idea that the world is going to change because of the events in this movie and how they're presented is complete bullshit.
Yeah, no longer. And what it felt like, to your point, it felt like it probably was an add-in when they tried to make everybody look at stuff on their phone to try to make it more of an up-to-date concept. But to be fair, I still don't think, I don't think no one cares. And then my third rub that really made me angry, and it probably should be my first rub, the ending. I think I would have tolerated this movie if the ending didn't end the way I did. I went into Dolby. I went to 11:15 because that was the PM, because that was the only time I can get into Dolby. Got out at 2 a.m. and was annoyed. I was so annoyed because the ending is when you finally get to see an alien that they have held in capture forever. The alien, it's a spoiler. The alien stands up at the news place because he's been in this thing. I do have a little bit of a conversation.
I am John Jones.
A little bit of an aside. So they're able to adapt to our atmosphere.
Not really, because he was in his own little hyperbaric chamber, remember?
But then he stands out of the hyperbaric chamber. So he gets up and he's super tall. So now it made me believe that when they first had him, they said they were adults, but I guess they weren't adults because they've had this guy encapsulated for 40, 60 years, and now all of a sudden he's super, super tall.
Yeah.
Anyway, he stands up. The woman tells him, because these two people can only speak and understand what the alien said because they were captured before, blah, blah, blah.
They
Anyway,
were probed.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So here's
Okay.
the thing. So
Making sure.
you tell her what it is. She gets up in front of the news because she's a newscaster, and she's about to tell us what the alien said. Dun dun dun. Cut off.
Fade to black.
They soprano
Wait.
that shit.
So that scene in the trailer of her in front of the news camera about to speak the alien tongue.
Oh,
That
wow.
happens early on. That happens
Okay.
early on. But I'm talking about when she finally is exposing everything that the United States has been keeping all these secrets, and then out rolls the alien so that people can really believe that what they're
Mhm.
seeing is actually the thing. He whispers to whatever in speaking their math language. She understands exactly what they're saying. She gets up and she's going to tell the world what the alien says.
Okay,
Done.
now see for me. Here's
Done.
what would have made me actually whip it out and start pissing on the Dolby seats. Okay, I would have pissed on the Dolby
Damn,
seats
R. Kelly. Shit.
with that level
Popcorn
of
throw.
shittiness. All that popcorn throw, maybe a steaming pile of shit, whatever, right? I'm thinking that this movie is for the conspiracy theorists in all of us. I'm thinking that this movie is supposed to
Yes.
lead right up to what has led this government to all of a sudden start releasing information, because we're at the verge of it all coming out. And this film is supposed to serve as some form of confirmation of all these theories and ideas, that, you know what, you guys aren't as off as you are, and then bringing in a lot of those truths we've been seeing, and they've been releasing this and this and that and the other. I thought it was supposed to be one of those. We're supposed to be piecing together all the things where the audience would be in the theater going, see, I told you, oh my God, that's crazy. And it's supposed to touch base with all of that. But to say that it's just two people who one guy found something out and then they spend the rest of the movie talking about it and saying, isn't that deep? Hey, can you pass the creamer? Pass the creamer, thanks. Yeah, so what I was telling you is like,
no, think of this as Matt Damon. What was that movie that he was running around with all the secrets, and he was anyway, think of the whole entire movie, about an hour and 49 minutes is composed of one main character racing to get to Kansas City, Missouri.
they're racing to get to Kansas to expose this?
Yes. He has the info like Eric Snowden in his backpack, and he is racing around to expose the government. And this is because we have some defect group who is working for a side company, for an electric company, one of these AI companies or whatever, that has a contract from the DOD. And so for an hour and 49 minutes, you are watching a chase.
Slow speed.
And how to get to Kansas City.
Oh, so this is a slow speed Rian Johnson type chase, where you're not even interested in
and
the
he
chase.
makes no sense.
Well,
no sense.
It makes no sense because
no common sense.
They're chasing this guy, and they start the movie saying like, well, I guess he doesn't want to dump it on the internet because he would have done that already. Okay, so they start there. So they think it's like there's some major MacGuffin plan as to why he didn't dump it on the internet. But the whole movie is about trying to stop them from releasing this on TV. On TV.
So this film is supposed to make us believe then that it's shot prior to smartphones?
It sounds like it because it's predicated on they're trying to have this big announcement at this random little TV station in the Midwest, and they have to patch into the network and satellite and all that kind of shit, as opposed to just releasing it on the internet and have it go viral immediately.
So then, so then this is a film that maybe they should have let us in 1985, this was discovered. They should have led with something like that, so we know this is a movie that's set before modern technology would have made it absolutely silly to go anywhere to present this information you got, knowing that if you just put the information online, whether it be real or not, it would have exploded, because those of us who follow that shit, these folks are getting millions of hits on this shit.
Worse than that, they had an anchor who supposedly was reacting in real time, almost brought to tears, and she couldn't get out what she was even saying because she was.
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm seeing.
I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. It was such complete bullshit. You have one abducted person searching for the other abducted person, and they never thought to, like, well, since they can feel each other, just get on the fucking phone with each other and talk. They never.
Okay, see, and this for me, this is problematic because I remember Steven Spielberg movies being really, really smart, at least. At least being smart and having really well thought out ideas. Whether you like the movie or not, you can't argue with how his movies were put together and how the ideas are strung together.
Oh, so Tawala, you know what's so funny?
Wow, this is it.
I'm gonna bring you to the funniest. You don't know what they're building the entire movie in Kansas City until you get to the end where she finds the place and she discovers, oh, they built her house, her childhood house.
Coleman Domingo is a UFO researcher. I don't want to say too much. He's involved in the larger storyline. And he's been searching for these two individuals for the past, I don't know how many years. Mm-hmm. What is not known to us is he has an alien in his back pocket that he's stowed in some tool shed somewhere.
How did that happen?
To bring out this one person who was abducted, they built the house that she grew up in, mm-hmm. so that she would feel more connected to the moment in which she was abducted. Some shit doesn't make sense. Whatever. They rebuilt the whole fucking house in the hopes that she would walk through it and re-experience when she was abducted.
Which doesn't also make sense about the boy. What happened to the boy? So the boy can't be familiar with the house? Like,
he blocked it out, remember?
Memory blocks. This review of this film is reminding me of the first Daniel Craig James Bond film. At one point,
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale. At one point, he is no. At one point, James Bond is captured, and he is sat in a chair where they cut the bottom out of it, and I guess they tie locks and socks, and they swing it around, and they smash his balls to peanut butter. This review is making me think that this film is similar to that.
Okay, I got so many questions. Even in like a bad movie, I usually go, okay, well, that was fine. Is there anything in this movie that's like that? Like you go, like, this movie?
No, there are no moments of wonder.
It's not bad.
Spaceship. There's no like, oh shit moment.
So is there any connection with any other movie? Does the alien look like E.T. or some shit? Like, is there any connection?
The alien looked like 1985, 88 X-Files type of representation. There was, and the CGI was so herky-jerky, even when the alien at the end put his hands on the shoulders of the two people, it just looked like it was an unfinished movie. It just didn't look like it was a Spielberg modern thing.
Okay, I got so many questions.
It's not worth Dolby.
Well, no. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it at all. So
no, that also would piss me off if I wasn't an A-lister.
Okay, so everything I get, I'm gonna get from you guys. So is the alien violent? Are the aliens bad people?
No, the exact
we don't know.
Message they beat over your head through the whole movie to be compassionate.
But we don't know what he said at the end, right? So we don't know if they're trying to take over.
We make the assumption that the message is benevolent because it's against the backdrop, and we've seen this plot piece in a number of movies, that the world is on the verge of world war.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And because of this alien message is going to change everything, a la the movie 2010 First Contact, if you know that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
And other movies, you know, the aliens actually come in peace and they're coming to save us from ourselves.
Okay, so what the fuck is this?
That's a very good point.
Ugh.
It saves us from World War III, probably. The Koreans.
I mean, okay.
Yes.
When you have all of these reviews and all these people who are giving Steven Spielberg his flowers, is it just out of respect and love for the name without like are the reviews and the praise that he's getting, do you think it's sight unseen? Like, I love Steven Spielberg and the movies he does, so I'm going to shower praise and heap praise upon this film?
Two things. Yes, if only because we know, just being in and around the business, if they embargo reviews or you don't get to see any reviews until right before it hits theaters, that's usually a time they're trying to hide something, or they don't want negative press to kill its opening weekend. And yes, I believe that a lot of the reviews that you saw, or the number on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics' reviews were higher than what the audience score was going to be. It was, you could tell that, okay, if I trash Steven Spielberg's movie, that's probably the last time that DreamWorks is going to allow me to go to a screening and critique their movies. It really felt like that, because this movie is so bad. You put a different director on it. I would say even J.J. Abrams, they would have trashed it. But
that's fair.
Okay.
But I will say though, Mo, if you put J.J. Abrams, I think you would have trashed it because of the slowness. I think that there's an intent here, is that Spielberg has made these pretty slow. It actually made me start and think, wait, I haven't seen E.T. in a very long time. Do I like E.T. because of nostalgia? Like, I began to really start questioning my life.
Shit. Oh, wow. Oh, you go back to your childhood. Like, I don't know if I actually like that.
Well, what I'm saying, but E.T. in 1982 is not going to feel the same in 2026 as far as movie making, storytelling, all that. So I allow E.T. to be E.T. in 1982. But I also expect Steven Spielberg not to necessarily grow as a filmmaker, but grow as a storyteller in 2026. And how this story is told,
it's dated.
It's really grating, and there's no payoff. And the only chance you have for a payoff is the very last scene, and they rob you of that.
So the people that were even abducted, they didn't like explain what happened to them or go into detail with that? Okay.
Yeah.
They did.
So was that interesting at all?
No, not really, because there are forces working against them which are trying to keep the world from knowing the truth. And for some undisclosed reason, no pun intended, they just give up at the end and they kind of sit down in the chair and said, fuck it. You know,
right. I was like, isn't that interesting? So the guy who has borderline attempted to kill these people.
Attempted, not borderline. Remember the knife and everything?
That's fair. Attempted to kill these people. At the end was just has a seat. And then there's the guy who comes in and is like, yo, we're not going to stop them. He says nothing and he storms out. And then here comes the alien come in. And I was like, wait, did I miss something? Like, I must have missed something, because if he's all powerful and willing to get the whole DOD to come in to stop this, why isn't the military coming in? Because they do show this where the military leads are like, do we need to step in? We could step in. And they had a whole joint chiefs of staff meeting. You mean to tell me that the New York Times, that the DOD is not going to come in and stop no shade, but a Kansas City broadcast?
Just cut the feed and be done with it. One phone call. That's what I mean. Like, the knowledge of 2026.
But if we're talking about, when this film is likely being set, it doesn't sound like this is a modern story. This sounds like this is something that does come from a dated perspective.
Yeah, but Tawala, the DOD was already in the room talking to these other folks to say, with the Joint Chief of Staff to say, we need to step in because we don't want this to get out. So you mean to tell me that the DOD is not going to literally roll up if this was this important? An alien is missing. How do you get an alien?
Okay,
is missing, and the DoD don't roll up?
I like to believe, like in the real world, if the government, whatever, the people in power don't want something to get out, it's going to be very, very, very hard for it to get out. Was it really easy for them to like get this done?
It was the protagonist worked for a company that had a contract with the federal government. He's gifted, and we later find out it's because the aliens gifted him with these abilities, mathematical abilities. Okay. So he's basically recruited because of these abilities, and he learns about the larger cover-up of aliens, and he takes it upon himself to steal the information and try to get it out to the masses. That's the whole pretext of what is going on. And so you're taking on this journey where he's trying to go from point A to point B, and he skips every computer terminal along the way where he could have just dumped it. And for whatever reasons, he is discovered by this woman, the other person who was abducted. And because of her gifts, they're like drawn to each other, and she feels him. So she starts chasing him and tries to get to him and to protect him. And then they both decide, well, let's go to the Kansas City TV station where I work and just tell the whole world.
What the hell, man?
Okay, so I don't like this film, and this film sounds like it is absolutely
2 hours
horrible.
and 28 minutes.
And I hate to go from bad to worse because I want to save the glory of the furious for a second. Not this weekend, but last weekend, I had the utter displeasure of watching Masters of the Universe. And what I walked away with is some cherished childhood memories are actually lies. Some of the memories and things that we hold on to that we think are really, really solid and like that we really enjoyed, we didn't. Because while watching this film, I thought about all the times as a child when I said to myself, this is silly. This doesn't even make sense. And it was just made real while watching this film. This film was absolutely too silly for its own good. And the moments where it tried to be serious, it was laugh out loud ridiculous. The movie is about as good as the trailers, and that's about all you can expect as far as quality, tone, everything. It's not necessarily funny, and it's a film that struggled mightily to find its footing because you have a film that comes from an era when I was young, when I'm 10, 11 years old and He-Man's dropping, right? And yeah, I'm watching it. I'm a kid. It's one of many cartoons we watch. It was the most popular, and it had a toy. I remember getting, Snake Mountain from a yard sale, and that kind of got me in, and a couple of He-Man figures, and I said, oh, I'm gonna start collecting these. I like the He-Man toys after that. And then the cartoon drops. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I start thinking about how silly a cartoon it was. And as an adult, it's like, wow, this was a really bad property. And this film just makes you realize how bad a property that it is. It's poorly written. And I took my daughter with me, she's 16. And at one point in her comfortable Dolby seat, she pulled up her legs and just, put her head in her knees and just kind of like tried to take a little nap. Okay, she tried to take a little nap. She looked at me a couple of times with that pleading, Daddy, why are we here? Good God, kind of face. And so this is a film that, and I know it's not. It's a short film, and she was still disgusted. And it's a film that totally missed the mark with trying to hit the younger demographic. There's no way that someone of the young film going generation is going to get into it. And those of us who grew up with it would look at this and say, what are you doing? Why would this appeal to me? This doesn't appeal to me at all. I'm too old for this shit. And it made you feel like that. It made you feel like, what are you trying to do? Like I'm grown. I'm not necessarily laughing at stupid, guffaw kind of humor. It's like, oh man, this is wow, bad acting.
Oh, the acting
You
was
know,
bad.
I think Idris owed someone a favor. I think there was no reason for him to be in it
Sir Idris.
outside of like, Sir Idris was
It's a
like,
check.
look, I need that check because I'm funding my record label. I'm trying to get these albums out. I got like this new joint with me and Slick Rick. I'm DJing, you know, and it's not like he needs the money, but he's got other ventures he's investing. So he probably just said like, no, you don't gotta make the check out to me. Make it out to this foundation or something. It was something like that, because this film was an absolute box office bomb. This film made not back a dime of its money. Not a dime. Not a dime. The film's merchandise in theaters, it may have looked cool, but no one was buying that damn Castle Grayskull or the Battle Cat.
I didn't get the Castle. I didn't. Mine was sold out. I couldn't find it.
No. Here's the thing.
Buckets, but we talked about this in the chat. Was this a movie that might have done better in the way that Mandalorian Grogu might have done better if they were released in the holiday season, where people were more inclined to buy
maybe stuff. And it might have, and how they should have marketed it is a film for parents to take their younger kids to. You know, this isn't a film where you're taking your teens or young adults and going to check this out. This is a film where, and not that Dr. Liz's son would be into something like this.
He would
this
like
may
it.
Be something like for your son, Liz, because he's young, right? And so he may be like, oh yeah, He-Man, you know, and not that I'm not. Look, I know I've met your son. He's way smarter than, oh yeah, He-Man, but a young kid. You know, maybe, you know, someone under 10, and you take them during the holidays and they may say, oh yeah, I want to get a He-Man action figure. But you don't release this in the summer where you're supposed to be trying to compete and you're trying to really, you know, bring in folks. There's no reason for this film to come out right now. There is no He-Man cartoons coming out. There is no anything necessarily. I know they're dropping a toy line connected to it. The toy line isn't necessarily that solid looking of a figure, like as someone who collects action figures, just like, yeah, it's cool, you know. But this is, and the crazy thing is the one of the top dudes at Amazon, because this is an Amazon, you know, pictures release or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, we're perfectly fine with this performance and this, that, and the other. I'm like, yeah, but y'all were also perfectly fine with Melania. So I'm like, I can't really take your, you know, your word for what you think is good or not. You know, you guys be doing shit and just pumping it up like, oh yeah, this is great. Fuck out of here. That film was really not a good movie. The soundtrack, at least musically, because they made the soundtrack more 80s glam rock, kind of like a sound. And so that also kind of threw you for a loop, because you're like, is this supposed to be a period piece film? Because I thought it was supposed to be modern, but everything about it says 80s. So I'm confused by that, and I'm confused by a film that really, there was nothing really. When you walk away, you're not like, oh yeah, there's going to be a sequel, because why would you want to see it again?
Okay, my question is, for someone like most of us grew up watching the cartoon, if I was like that age and I just got done watching the cartoon and I went in to go see this movie, would I be like, yo, this is great, or this is just ass?
No, you'd like it.
Maybe.
I think it would be May. I think you'd like it more. I personally think, because Mo said this in the chat last week, I think this movie should have came out right after the pandemic. Because right after the pandemic, we had She-Ra. We had a little bit of a role going on with Netflix. So then people would kind of step into this a little bit who has some interest. I'm going to say, though, unlike Disclosure, at least you had some laughs. At least there were some enjoyable moments. My son he didn't go with me to see it, but he would have laughed at the date scene. The date scene, Ryan,
the real world stuff, the stuff
is when he was telling people about his life, where he came from, and the date bounced. Like that little thing, or You know, my daughter did chuckle a bit when they laughed when he's like, "Oh, I'm dead," and he's like, "Well, that's convenient that you're dead on the day that the rent's due." You know, that those little jokes was kind of funny. But the problem is, back to my original statement that I said last or 2 weeks ago, people got to be likable. The main character is meh.
He's not likable at all.
Forgettable.
He's not likable as He-Man. He's not likable as Prince Adam.
Mhm.
He's not.
I don't even care. He's not memorable. I don't even want to know who his name is. Like it's to the point where it's like, who cares?
And see, my daughter, she knows the guy. She knows the actor. He's been in a couple of things she likes. Something, not Kiss the Girls, or it's some. You know, he's in a lot of like those young, you know, teen and tween kind of films. So he's a recognizable guy. But she, you know, she did get the casting, and from my understanding, he stars in Stinkers. He stars in Stinkers. This is what this guy does. But as a lead, as someone that you're supposed to be cheering for, you don't. And there are some weird things that He-Man does. There's some weird things that they make okay when He-Man is doing it. And I don't know if it's might makes right, but like you got a guy like Adam who grew up in our world, quote unquote, and he's this silly kid who remembers his childhood, and that's all he can talk about, drawing pictures. And you know, he's attorney, I want to go back to attorney, and da. And he's kind of like a bit of a wussy kind of guy, right? And then, you know, he turns into He-Man, and he's just taking folks out. He's taking out suckers, and you don't know how he did, and he's killing actual people. And it's just like, I'm He-Man. And you're like, that's a weird flip for a character to come from a world and be like that, and all of a sudden be so cavalier about killing individuals that you say, hey, well, they're bad guys. And they actually say stuff like that. And then, okay. Jared Leto's Skeletor.
Oh.
Jared Leto's Skeletor is, I will agree, it's probably one of Jared Leto's best performances, but it was only a step above Morbius in that you have a Skeletor who's constantly going for the joke, constantly trying to be glib, you know, try to say witty things. And it's kind of like, I looked at the old school He-Man movie, and who was it? Frank Langella, who played, he was sinister, and he wasn't, he was, you know, he said, you know, snarky things that someone say, like, and so this you know, Skeletor, who constantly had the joke of wahaha, and then all his villains are laughing with them, and then he's like, and then he stops laughing, and he's like, that's it, okay, I'm done with the evil laugh, we can carry on, everybody.
Please
and then
tell
he
me.
goes in.
Okay.
Oh, Ryan, I'm gonna tell you your favorite part. No, this is gonna be your favorite part.
Please tell me he does not say, until we meet again, and starts laughing.
Damn near. No.
But when he holds up it up and says, I've got the power.
Yeah. And nothing happens, and he's like, wait, that, and he's like looking at her like that, and he's doing the shrug, like, that's what you're supposed to say, right? You're supposed to say, I got the power. I said it right? Like, what am I missing? Am I supposed to put more into it? Yeah. And so you're watching, and you're like, come the fuck on, stop this movie.
When I say they made him a meme,
I'm glad
that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's like Skeletor memes out there, and like, he always says it, like, until we meet again. It sounds like that's the character that's in this movie, which is ridiculous. Okay.
When you watch it, McBang, you will see. I've seen a lot of the Skeletor memes, you know.
I'm not going to watch it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. If you, I'm sure there are probably memes of Leto. No, there already are, because there's one point where Skeletor is torturing He-Man, and he's forcing him to go back to his mind, to go back to the real world, where he has all these failings. And like at one point, he's in this job being fired, and Skeletor comes in, you know, someone who works in the office wearing, you know, a button-up shirt and some slacks, and he's got, you know, his still the cloak on. And he's like, you know what, you should be fired for this kind of behavior and this, that, and the other. It's like you're just like, what is happening? There's another scene where he's in shorts and a workout shirt, teasing him in the gym for being weak, and you're like, get me out of this theater, man.
It's like Freddy. It's like the Freddy Krueger effect, where he's in your dreams.
Yeah. Okay. That's Jesus
so
Christ.
that was horrible. Yeah. Now, one of the greatest martial arts demonstrations you will
Wait a second,
see on
Tawala,
film.
though. I have a question.
About, please. What?
Jared Leto has not been anything box office successfully, though.
No. He hasn't. And there's a reason why he wasn't on any of the promotion because of that. Okay, he actually made a decision. Him and the film company, they made a decision, a conscious decision, to not attach him to any promotional interviews. Don't put his name out there. None, because you think about it, it's not Jared Leto as Skeletor. It's just there is no real mention of him.
No, I was just curious. Like, how does he keep getting these kind of large jobs?
He has naked pictures of B. Arthur. I don't know. Can we move on?
This past Friday, I treated myself to The Furious, and good God Almighty, this film, it starts and it does not let you go. Every single scene, every single thing that they're doing, it is one oh shit moment after another. The up close, vicious, violent things that they're doing, beating someone to death with a hammer, and you see the heads cracking open like walnuts. This shit is glorious. This is something where you have someone who has done all the fight choreography for a lot of like the Ip Man films and the Raid, and this is the individual who did all that fight choreography, where he said, you know what, let me get my crew, folks that I work with all the time with these films, and I've got a film idea. It's not the Raid. I know in looking at the trailer, you see a lot of things that you may think this is like the Raid. It's not. And it's surprising how the story is told. And I'll say this, the story is told. The only drawback for me was that when I saw it, I saw the English dubbed version, and I appreciate watching any martial arts film with subtitles, but still this would have been hard to do with subtitles, and it's because the lead character, spoiler alert, is mute. So some of the English dialogue, it kind of played into that. But this film is, I'm telling you, if you love The Raid, if you love Crouching Tiger, if you love Ip Man, if you love hell, fucking John Wick, if you want to see a film where the martial arts is flawless, the display, the stunt work is absolutely flawless. They're doing things that you're like by the time I got it, I was sweating because you are so caught up and it is so intense. And fuck, man, this is quite possibly one of the best martial arts films that you will see in a long, long time. Highly recommend The Furious. Highly. Okay. Jeez Louise. What else are y'all watching? McBain, what you got on the box?
Spider Noir. I finished it. I really, really liked it. I love Nicolas Cage. By the way, you need to watch this in black and white. If you watch it in color, go kill yourself.
Yeah. Right.
I like how grounded it is. I like the variations of the villains. The only villain that I was starting to get on my nerves at the end was Megawatt. Watt, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Megawatt. In the beginning, I was like, okay, he's just going to be like a joke character in the side, but he played a big part during the end. I'm like, dude, just shut up. Stop talking. Just stop talking. It was funny for a little bit, but every time he talked, I was just like, dude, you're stupid. That's my only critique. Other than that, I want more of this. I love Robbie, the reporter. I love that shit. I love that the Tombstone character got his little send off. I love that as well. I don't know where they're gonna take this, but I'm in. I am totally in. I hope they just expand. So I'm looking forward to season 2.
Agreed. I think one thing that they did with this series is they carved out their own lane and gave us such a different Spider-Man story. We've seen the Spider-Man story in the aunt or the uncle dying. We've seen the Spider-Man story so many times that it's hard to imagine there is a new way to tell a Spider-Man story. And they did it with this. And the differences in this Spider-Man, like this Spider-Man doesn't have superhuman strength. This Spider-Man is older. He's stumbling around. He's a drunk, you know, and the world that they live in is, you appreciate things that are fantastical because the fantastical doesn't necessarily exist writ large in this world. So things that are, you appreciate when people see something that's fantastical, you feel their appreciation, like, oh my God, that's, you know, that's Spider-Man, but he's also like, you know, almost like a regular guy, like the way they normalize what he does in New York. Absolutely stellar job.
There are two things I really liked about this show. One is when you like find out how and when his secretary found out that he was the Spider. When they do the flashbacks where he's just drunk. I'm like, yeah, I've been known for a while. And you see a flashback of him drunk in his office. I'm the Spider. That was hilarious to me. Two, the show is actually really, really intelligent. How he set up Silvermane's right-hand man with the marking of the bills. I was like, dude, that's some clever shit. This Ben Reilly is smart. Yeah, that was so clever.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Dr. Liz, the people always want to know what's on Apple TV.
Well, there is stuff, but actually I'd rather talk about the two things I hated and the one thing I did like. So at the movies, I saw The Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act, and this is supposed to be the last episode of Netflix. So I get out of the movie theater. So I'm watching it. By 90% in, I figured out what I'm watching. I have no idea what this is. And my daughter wanted to see it. And I came out and had to have a heart-to-heart. Are you going through some mental issues? Like, what is happening? Because this show is so wacky and so ridiculous. It made me feel like I needed to really be on drugs in order to truly appreciate this. I don't understand what's happening. And then I don't care enough to really explore this theoretical aspect. So I don't encourage you to watch it, but you could watch the TV show on Netflix, and this is the last episode. She convinced me because she said it's going to take a while for the last episode to go. Then I saw Backrooms, and I know that Tom said that he watched the YouTube show. Again, I don't know what this is. I walked out utterly confused. I don't know if this is, I wouldn't call it horror, but I don't know if this is like psychological horror thriller. Like, I don't know what this is. So again, I felt like I also need to be on drugs in order to really appreciate this. So I don't recommend either. But because it's not even enjoyable. Neither one is enjoyable to me. But Power Ballad was. I saw Power Ballad and I loved it. I thought, I really like the main act, I like the main character. So I think that that's part of it. But I liked it because this happens so often. Somebody steals your song. and I love the concept that they decided, it's this heartbreaking moment where some musicians don't make it. And so the fact that someone who had made it can leech off of someone who didn't make it and turn the song into this huge hit. And then they're like, I'm gonna see you outside. And so I love that conversation where he's like, I can't legally do anything, but I'm gonna do something. Because at the end of the day, it destroys him. The fact that somebody is making millions of dollars, revive their career off a song that you did, it's a lot of story, and maybe I can relate to it because my uncle had this experience. He wrote Car Wash, didn't get a dime for it. Right, so it's this happens a lot.
Whoa.
Yes.
Do not skip past
you
that.
can't skip past that.
Yeah.
You got to tell that story.
Well, he was always around Rolls-Royce. That he's always been in music. This is kind of why they came to California in the first place. And so he wrote Rolls-Royce, but they didn't give him a dime. And how he stayed friends with these people, I don't know, because I didn't realize this as a kid. Because as a kid, I grew up around playing backgammon with Henry from Rolls-Royce, and Duke stayed on my couch. So it wasn't this bitterness, but at the end of the day, they still tour off of this song.
Off of Car Wash. Damn.
And he had not gotten
that's
a
a
red
bomb
cent.
that you just dropped. Dr. Liz,
So
that's
this
a bomb.
happens so often. So and he's like, well, prove it. Well, for my uncle's sake, he was in the room. There was no proof. They all knew. So, and they just wrote him out. Didn't give him any money. But yeah, I mean, so I love this. I love the movie. I thought it was an enjoyable ride. It's funny. And, if you have any attachment to music, I think you'd enjoy the movie. It's an hour and a half, which is even better.
Okay. Look, I love stories about the music industry because so many of them I have seen happen. So many of them I can relate to.
Oh,
Yeah.
Twala?
Yes.
Then you'll like this. I recommend anyone who loves music, especially R&B music, to see the new Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary on HBO Max.
Really?
You think you know Earth, Wind, and Fire? And I think I know Earth, Wind, and Fire. In fact, Ralph Johnson, the drummer, his sister and I are really good friends, sang in a choir together for many years. You will learn, talk about like VH1 behind the music. It is a sad story despite all the success that they had.
Like the
Really?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The story starts off bad.
It's not the person we thought he was. Put it that way. It's
wow.
It is, and especially if you have any connection to the music business, you're going to see people you know, people you respect. You get to hear from Maurice White's son, his illegitimate son, his
wowzers,
not white wife, who he never married. You get some real, honest, and cringeworthy truths from Philip Bailey and Verdine White. I mean, they don't dance around any of this. It's you get to hear the stories. Stevie Wonder's in it, and you get to hear about how a song that he did was directly influenced by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, some things like I never knew that. I never knew that. Really, Earth, Wind, and Fire, like the celestial and the way of our world, or something.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I kept seeing the trailer. Like every time I watched something on HBO Max, I kept seeing the trailers, but I didn't know that it actually dropped.
It's out there.
Wow.
And, produced it, was one of the principal executive producers, and it's produced in conjunction with Maurice White's son, KB White. He's like the executive producer. So you get to see a lot of archival footage that you've never seen before, like just family stuff. It's really compelling.
Okay.
Hours,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, one sitting.
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Am I the only one that already has their tickets for Supergirl? Is that just me? I'm by myself in this.
I'm gonna watch it, but I didn't reserve my tickets. But Twala, I'm with you, brother. I'm gonna watch that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
But I'm not in a rush to see it. I'm gonna see it.
Okay. Look, and here's the thing. For me, it's not necessarily that I'm in a rush to see it, and I don't have low expectations for the movie. I do not have low expectations for the movie because just for me, James Gunn has yet to do something that I've absolutely disliked. For me, James Gunn, his record is solid with me. I like his style of storytelling. I like his character development. I like the way he makes movies. I just like the way he makes movies. And so for me, similar to how you said about Nolan, well, for me, if James Gunn does it, I'm gonna keep watching him until he does something that I think is an absolute stinker. So for me, that's why I want to see it. I have hopes that this film does further the universe as far as the universe he's building. I do look forward to seeing how it may connect into, you know, the Lanterns, which comes out later this year.
August,
and I like what James Gunn is doing with the DC film universe, because unlike Marvel, he's not necessarily rushing to try to do this interconnected universe. He's doing films that all come from a central place, being DC, but he's not trying to make it some long drawn out thing that you have to watch this before you watch that. You're not gonna know who this is if you don't see that over there. He's just like, I'm making movies based on characters that I like, and I'm green lighting stuff that I think would be cool for people to see. And you know, and I can appreciate that. So I got my tickets for that. I also got my tickets for Moana, because I watch Moana all the time, even though it saddens me to see The Rock looking like this. It just The Rock looking like this. I just
long flowing hair.
It does not look right on him. But I'm thinking maybe on the big screen it'll look different. You know, but everything else in the trailer, it looks spot on. So for this may be the first Disney live action animated to live action film that actually tells the story that we saw on the animated films, versus telling some weird version of the story like they did with the damn Lilo and Stitch, which I watched that like, what movie were they watching when they made this? Whatever. And then I got my tickets also to see Odyssey. I didn't think that there were going to be any tickets left because they're selling tickets for $1,000. No, I got tickets for the Sunday show, IMAX, you know, 3 p.m. after it comes out. I'm
Man, do you know give somebody
the Odyssey
to give you $1,000? Give me $1,000.
Fuck that.
You can have my A-lister for a month.
Shit. What'd you say, Mo?
No, I'm saying, can we talk about the Odyssey just real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Like Christopher Nolan, I'm going to see the Odyssey not because of the cast, because I believe in Christopher Nolan. Cast may be a plus, but I'm saying I trust his movie making and storytelling.
Yep.
And given the hate that's been out there, it seems like it's been unaffected by the hate, because people are still buying up those tickets, advanced tickets. Where it's,
you know, why the movie's getting hate, though. We all know why the movie's getting hate.
Oh no, we know why. I'm just saying it's not getting in the way of it. They can review bomb it all they want. The bottom line is the ticket sales are real, and the ticket sales, like, you can just go to any movie theater and see the advanced ticket sales as far as the screenings. You know, it's really filling up, and I'm glad to see that, because I believe in Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker. And even though we may know the story of the Odyssey or the Iliad or whatever it may be, but Christopher Nolan telling that story, to me, makes it seem different from Brad Pitt and Troy or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope the film is a massive success, because for me, that would be just the biggest middle finger to all of the zealots. And I think that I think they deserve a big middle finger right in their eyeballs. So good. And I literally, when I bought the tickets, even though I found 2 seats where I like to sit in the back, everything else in there was sold out. It's like one of those, like, you know, I don't want to sit in the front row, or like, you know, one spot in the middle. I'm like, the film is selling out like crazy. So again, people are going to see it. The cast is enough. It's full of people that you like, that you see together. Everyone's got to get over the accent thing, because it's like, well, everyone's just talking how they talk. This is not, as you said, Mo, this isn't a documentary. This isn't, you know,
I don't even know what a Grecian accent is.
Like that. It's just, and you know, most people don't. So them just talking how they talk.
It don't sound like John Bernthal to that right now. We got the Punisher in the Odyssey.
Look, when I saw Bernthal and talking to Holland, and he was asking him about, do you have stories of my father? Huh, you want to hear about your father, huh? And I was like, oh shit, he's giving us Frank Castle. He's going.
Let me tell you something.
He's about to give us closure in
I don't know. I don't know what the accent is. Look, I have well, I don't know. I think it's going to be more interesting in general. But I have low expectations of the story.
A bad movie.
I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad movie.
Dark Knight Rises was kind of ass, but I mean,
no, you're wrong.
I'm not saying that
you like the Dark Knight Rises. You like the third movie? Get the fuck out of here.
If it comes on TV, I watch it.
McBain, you're.
But I am going to say, it's just that they don't do this
third movie,
well.
not the second one.
Yeah,
maybe the budget will help.
Bane.
This will do
With
better.
Bane.
But anyway.
No.
McBain. You fight like a young man.
That's funny. Yes. That's funny. Yes.
Look, that shit was dope. That shit was dope.
How they brought in Robin.
Well, this is Toy Story weekend though, so I don't know about you, but that's what I'll do.
Oh well, look, I look forward to your review of Toy Story. I will not be going to a theater, and I will not be watching that at home. No. I'm done with Toy. After the fourth one, I didn't know why they did it because I walked out of that one like after 3, when they had all of us literally losing our minds, hearts in our throats, bawling like newborns. That was it. That was it. Because I watched the fourth one, I was like, huh, okay, cool. We
didn't mean anything after that.
Yeah, after that, it's like the story's done. So bringing it back is like a cash grab, and it looks like that. It just looks like a cash grab. It looks like, and again, this is probably something that should have come out in December. If you're trying to sell new Toy Story toys, why are you dropping this film right now?
I actually, I disagree per se, only because I don't think that the toys for Toy Story sold at all. Because we talked about this when Toy Story 4 came out, that my kids were not excited about Toy Story 4, especially like the merchandise. They'll just watch it. They're more interested in Toy Story 5. But part of it is the age, the gap between 3 and 4 is significant.
Yeah, I mean, about now they're older. Yeah, now they're watching it with more keener eyes.
Well, no, they weren't alive when Toy Story 3 came out.
Oh shit!
So
damn, Toy Story, that long ago?
Yes, because I was in the theater as an adult by myself watching it. So I mean, Toy Story 4 and 5, I did see Friends and Neighbors season 2. I thought it was okay.
Oh, that was a question.
It's a good show. It's on Apple TV. It's on Apple TV. It's a good show. Gotcha. And no, I did not get my. Are you guys going to go see Jackass? I'm not.
No.
Oh no.
I never watched Jackass when it was on TV. That's not my type of humor.
The time has passed. First of all, it's my type of humor, but the time has passed. Okay, it's been 50. It's been 15 years or so since that show's been funny.
No, that's the cash grab.
I saw that trailer. It's
yes,
grown
exactly.
men getting kicked in the balls and shot.
That's always funny to me. Yes, that's always funny to me.
Look.
I walked out the first time. I was like, what am I doing here? So, that would be a no.
Yeah, I'm okay. No Jackass for me. I look forward to your review of the Toy Story. I think X-Men 97 drops soon on Disney Plus season 2. I'll wait for one of y'all to review that because I didn't like the first season. I thought that
really?
I didn't like X-Men 97. I thought that shit was trash, man. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
It wasn't perfect, but it was
when it comes to the X-Men, like I unfortunately I'm a bit of an X-Men purist in that I don't like that these companies that have ownership of the IP, they take these characters and these story ideas and they just throw a bunch of shit together that did not take place. That there are so many fantastic stories that they could just take a singular story and tell that story. Don't tell stories that took place across, decades of comics and involve various characters that some of these characters, they did not interact in the way that they did. So for me, it's too hard to watch it. It was too hard for me to watch the films because the films were like, this is not how it went. This isn't. And so to me, it's like, and also they don't have a real understanding of the characters. For me, it's like they read a quick bio and say, okay, have him do this, and I'm like, oh. So that's why. I mean, for me,
I respect that.
It's July 1st, so you got 2 weeks.
I would just suggest just watch the first episode and then go, okay, I'm out. I would say just give it a chance.
Okay, yeah. No, that's fair.
And also, you and I are gonna have to team together because we both know that we're gonna be the only two people that are going to enjoy Supergirl. So we need to join forces, my brother. Okay, we need to join forces.
I got you. Yep, I got you.
Join forces. Okay.
Yeah. We're definitely on some Wonder Twins activation on that, because I think that we will come back and we'll have. I look forward to our reviews on that, because I'm thinking that we're probably gonna be like, yo, man, y'all are hating like a motherfucker. That shit was good.
I cannot wait for that show. Yeah. I just can't wait. This me and 12 are fighting them back to back on the front lines.
Yeah, and the back line, because this is terrible.
Damn it.
Hater, just hating.
Look, Liz,
already.
I look forward to your hate, Liz.
Expectations in the gutter.
Oh shit. Until then, Dr. Liz, take us out, sister girl.
Good night, everyone.
Mo Kelly,
Lilu Dallas, multipass.
McBain.
A hot dog at the game is better than roast beef at the Ritz.
Yeah, man. Excelsior. Yes.